Today's topic is about economies. In other words, showing me the money, or some money, or no money. So, the first type of economy is free market, sometimes known as free enterprise. In a market economy, consumers or the buyer have choices, and they typically determine how industries and financial markets operate. Normally, in this type of economy, government should not interfere with the economy. Any trades or nefarious activity, in other words, corrupted or cheating activity, will not be handled by the government. In other words, all is fair in trading, and you're allowed to freely trade with positive and negative consequences. The second type of economy is command, or sometimes called the communist economy. In a command, an economic system in which all means of production are controlled by the government. Private property does not exist, and all goods and services are shared equally. Never true equality because the people in power get more. In other words, workers are exploited by employers. The labor of the workers profits from the employers. So if you perform better, your reward goes to the government. If you perform worse, it still goes to the government. And either way, the wealth is going to be redistributed, and it doesn't matter because no matter how hard you work with classes and private property, it ceases to exist because everyone gets one good or item for the whole year. It does not matter. Everybody is equal, and the only ones that are reaping the rewards are the ones in power, the employers. The third type of economy is the socialist economy. In this form of economy, government actively regulates the economy. Overall, it is a market economy which government owns some factors of production, yet private ownership of small scale business is allowed and encouraged. So, in other words, only some get to trade, and we see government favoritism typically in this format. Wrapping back around to free market economies with government regulations, in recent events in history, and in the United States especially, examples would be mortgage crisis, Enron, Ponzi schemes. They overall show the importance of morality and ethics in the system. Without those elements, consumers lose confidence and the economy weakens. The examples in recent events I mentioned above are typically some of those people that were doing corrupted activity and got caught as well as punished. So again, a positive, negative, but nevertheless, in a free market, there shouldn't be any stealing, no insider trading. In other words, once stock market is closed, there shouldn't be any behind the scenes letting people know the answers, typically like on a test. You shouldn't be doing that. And if you do get caught, there's huge consequences. There's no also in a free market economy buybacks, but with normally those, they must be brought to the attention of the government so that way people are aware. Again, no insider trading, they overlap with each other. There's always equal trade, and more importantly, only monetary, in other words, money is traded in a free market economy. So if we were to put this in a line or a spectrum of types of economies, on the left-hand side would be full government control of a command economy, and on the right-hand side, in the right wing of the spectrum, would be no government control, free market, laissez-faire, pretty calm, everybody does what they want. And of course, in between would be a mixed. If you were to look at the ones we just discussed, command or communist would be on the left. Socialist is slightly left, just off the mixed economy in the dead middle. On the right, very much right, is free market. And of course, the most free market is laissez-faire. Everybody does what they want, no government control. Wouldn't that be nice? However, without rules and regulations, things don't go to plan. So of course, you want this balance. Now, unless of course you're communist and want a full government control, but that remains up to said person. Overall, 3 questions to kind of consider in the reflection and to kind of discuss in your head, as well as what money and economies are all about. So number 1, analyze the pros and cons of the 3 types of economic systems. You'd be surprised how many pros and cons are each in them and how much they're very much alike, and as well as, of course, different. Number 2, which economic system would you want to live in and why? I think I know which one I'd want to live in, but you'd be surprised some of the economic systems people have wanted to use over time. 3, what would have been some difficulties switching from a command economy to a free market economy? I will say, think of examples such as China, and think of exact examples such as a command economy like North Korea or a free market economy like us, the United States. But overall, consider all the possibilities, as well as when it comes to economies, it's all about the money. And nowadays, back then it was about land equaling power, but in economies, and especially in the 21st century, money equals power.